So I just wanted to start off real quick saying that I'm sorry if a lot of these videos are lately have been shots of DVD and Blu-ray cases and my opinions on whatever films are, especially since they're not even new ones. But I don't really have anything to unbox right now. Hopefully, in the near future, there's going to be a very special video that I'm on something that I'm really hoping to get my hands on for a video. And if I do, it'll definitely be a lot better than what's been so far. And as you could probably tell from that I have lined up, and I'm sorry if they're a little off-center or you can't really see, but as you could probably tell, today we're going to be talking about the Ice Age series. Now, yeah, because of all these video boxes, the Ice Age series has gone on for a long time. Within the next 2 years, it'll be reaching its 20th anniversary. And, yeah, there have been, so far, 5 films over the course of 20 years. And there are a lot of people who say that Ice Age has gone on too long and that there are way too many films. And I understand. I appreciate that. Everyone can have their own opinion. There are definitely some flaws in almost all the films, even the original. And I'm willing to accept people's opinions, just like how I'm willing to accept that there are 5 Ice Age films. Now, why do I think there should be at least one more? There are several reasons for this. Unless you've been living out of the loop for a while, you've probably heard that recently Disney has acquired Fox, pretty much everything except the news and sports networks. And for the most part, Disney has said that they're going to keep their fingers off of Fox for the most part. A few things that people are looking forward to is the fact that now the X-Men and Fantastic Four franchise could hopefully be given the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not just being integrated into that universe, but also have a lot better films made for it, closer to the spirit of the original comics than what Fox did when they had the rights. And there are also some other concerns about different franchises like Alien and the recent success with the Deadpool series. People worry that with Disney putting their hands on it, because it's currently policy that there will never be an official Marvel Cinematic R-rated movie, that Deadpool would no longer be an R-rated franchise in order to integrate him into the MCU. But that, thankfully, as far as we can tell, is not going to be the case, even though that might mean Deadpool won't directly be appearing in the MCU, but we don't know all the behind that yet. And as for Alien, it's probably going to be distributed under Fox Searchlight or some other studio bearing the name in order to stay R-rated, similar to how Disney owns some studios like Miramax and Dimension and Touchstone. At least they did. I don't know if they still use the Touchstone name, but it's so they can release more mature or R-rated features without having their family-friendly brand associated with it. Now, where am I going with all this, and why is it tied back to Ice Age? Well, in addition to all those other studios, as well as properties from the Fox studio company that they've acquired, one of them is Blue Sky Studios, the company that created Ice Age, along with several other animated films, such as Rio, Peanuts, Epic. Essentially, it's a secondary to the secondary animation studios like Illumination and what's the other one? Illumination, Warner. Yeah, like Universal had Illumination, Disney had their own studio, as well as Pixar. Fox pretty much had Blue Sky, which was essentially the only, aside from television animation, but ever since but I don't know if they've really done anything since then. Besides The Simpsons. What can you do? So, now that Disney owns Fox, do they own Blue Sky? Yes, but is it going to be like the deal with Pixar, and we're going to see, basically, Disney presents a Blue Sky Animation Studios film, the same way we often see Disney presents a Pixar Animation Studios film. Pixar can still pretty much make whatever they want, when they want, and they don't generally have any interference from Disney. I'm not sure. Again, this has all happened relatively recently, although what I do know is that Blue Sky, for the time being, is still going to function under its own name, independent from Disney, and won't even have their name or any sort of connection beyond just being owned under that umbrella. For now. We don't know if Disney plans to close Blue Sky, much like they have done to several other properties that they've owned. They closed LucasArts games and sold the rights to Star Wars games almost exclusively to EA, and anyone who knows how that went is aware of how well that's worked out since then. And yeah, they'll either, if something that they purchased doesn't turn profitable, they'll close it. They've kept Marvel open because it's been such a big moneymaker. But yeah, if it doesn't work, they'll shut it down, and pretty much it'll be forgotten to the annals of history. And I really don't want that to happen to Blue Sky. At least not before we get a 5th Ice Age. No, I'm sorry, there are 5 Ice Ages. I meant to say 6th. Now, why do I think there should be at least one more Ice Age before either the series is finally laid to rest, or Blue Sky inevitably, or possibly is closed? Well, for as long as the Ice Age series has gone on, you've got to give them some credit that they've been telling a continuous story that continues to grow and expand with each surpassing film. Ever since the Meltdown, they've introduced a new character, and sometimes those characters have stayed on into the next, such as Ice Age of the Meltdown went into Dawn of the Dinosaurs, which kept 3 of the characters from Meltdown. Dawn of the Dinosaurs didn't keep any new characters except for 1. The character Buck pretty much disappeared except for a cameo in Continental Drift. And instead of him, we had Sid's grandma, a cameo appearance by his parents, but also the character Chara, who was another Tiger character alongside Diego. And after Continental Drift, in Collision Course, they actually hinted that they might want to become parents because of how they went from a small arc involving how most other animals in the Ice Age world were afraid of them, especially little kids. But that was pretty much changed by the end of Collision Course. And yeah, it was hinted at that they wanted to have kids of their own, much like how Manny and Ellie had. And yeah, Collision Course, maybe more so than all the others, despite trying to send the series off with pretty much all of its cylinders firing. You brought back Buck, a fan favorite. The Danger was probably the most most apocalyptic it had been since Meltdown, or even the first one, although it's debatable, since even though they were fleeing the Ice Age, they never were in any danger in the level they were in Meltdown of getting flooded out. Here, in Collision Course, it was basically an asteroid impact. And it just left it introduced a few more characters, as well as leaving a few. But, it also changed them. I'm not going to try to spoil much, but there was another female sloth for Sid, kind of like how in Continental Drift we had a tiger for Diego. And we also lost his grandma from the main cast, at least as far as the ending of the 5th film indicates. So, basically, Collision Course, even though it tried to feel like it might have been a definitive final film, at least in case they couldn't get another one off the ground, I really hope there's another one, at least one more, that actually feels more conclusive than the last one. Especially since it seems like, Blue Sky might end up being closed or folded into Disney, and there may never be another Ice Age film again, unless it's a complete and total reboot under the Disney name. And there's so much potential from where the 5th left off that a 6th would just tie everything together. You could even go back to the very first one and have human characters, including that baby, appear. Sure, it's been 20 years for us in the real world, but we don't definitively know how long it's been in the Ice Age world. But you could at least age him up a little and have him be fully grown, bring him back, and just show how all the characters, including ones that we thought disappeared, have changed since then. Except for the ones who died. That road hasn't really been a thing since the original. Except in Continental Drift. Yeah, the villain died in that one. Definitely. So, that's all I've got to say for now. Sorry about how that, fell there. But, like I said, in the future, hopefully there'll be another unboxing. We'll get back to that. And have a nice day. And enjoy.